an hour to 2 hours.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy to get that worked out. So I think like realistically, we'll set aside time to do that. Like I know you still need some gear. I know Ruby still needs to gold farm to get some of his stuff up, I believe.
I actually
Yeah.
need to do a silver farm. Ugh.
The silver
Yeah.
farm's the hard one because that's just like go into Fork Tower, just run stuff.
That's just going in and doing C's and figs.
Yeah, it's gonna take time. Unlike the
I'm
gold farm,
exhausted.
1 hour in and out.
See you guys tomorrow night.
All right, see ya.
Okay, yep, have a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gold farm is real easy. But like I said, we'll be able to plan that out. But I'm thinking that's probably the most efficient way for us to spend our time. That way, you know what I mean? That way we kind of stymie out a little bit of burnout too with like, okay, like people get a couple weeks to just kind of have a more chill thing.
Yeah.
Without having to think of like an ultimate because, you know, you have to consider your rotations and making sure you're hitting everything. Whereas Fork Tower's more of a chill, like, okay, we're kind of just doing this. And you get to fuck around with some little things like, when I build everything out, I'm giving all of you first dibs on what you want. So you'll be able to figure out what the heck it is you want to do based on like jobs. I'm basically letting you all pick what you want to do, and then I'll build out the rest accordingly.
Okay.
Because there are different things that are easy or not easy to do. Because, like, I know... I can't remember what tanks like to do. I think... I'm trying to remember. I think Gunbreaker liked Samurai, if I'm remembering what I was reading, right?
Oh, I haven't done any research. I wouldn't know.
Chateau Dorothy?
Well, because Berserker is really good, and I know a lot of tanks really like Berserker.
War echoes.
But Berserker is kind of dictated by the damage you take, so it's really good on Warrior, because Warrior is able to hop home gang and like stand in tank busters. Like if say you had like 4 tank busters going out. In theory, if all your tanks were involving, you could have all your tanks stand together, pop their invul, and the warrior could jump into it with their invul and pop berserk. And they eat 4 unmitigated tank busters worth of damage. And so berserk just makes them spike crazy high. Because so like I know there's some, but I've heard Gunbreaker doesn't like it because Bolide doesn't let them take damage.
Right. That makes sense.
So like I think Gunbreaker likes going like Samurai or something. So they had some of their things. Depending on the class, like Ruby, you want to go in. If you wanted to go in on a summoner, I know there's different things versus if you wanted to go on like a Picto or a different caster of some sort.
Yeah, I'm summoner.
Because I think, I'm trying to remember, I know there's one on Summoner, I can't remember what class it is, I would have to look it up. I remember reading something, there's one of the one of the classes Summoner is really good for. I can't remember if it's Time
Ron
Mage,
4 is supposed to be a quiet place.
or who it is, but
Sees
there's
its fair
one
share
that
of
like,
new
oh
adventures.
no, it's Cannoneer.
We
That's
must
what it is.
fight our way
It's
through.
Cannoneer. Summoner really likes Cannoneer. Because you... no. So in like Fork Tower, you don't want a ton of you don't want a ton of Cannoneers. You want a ton of Samurais, typically.
Oh, I see why cannon is really good, because you're basically just replacing your shitty GCDs with cannon.
Exactly. Yep. That's exactly right. Because with Cannoneer, you can... They basically said Cannoneer is great on Summoner because you literally never have to cast. Because you replace all your shitty Ifrit casts with cannons. You replace like Slipstream with a cannon, and then Summoner just kind of goes burnt with a bunch of cannons. So like I know every class, exactly, like every class kind of has their own thing. So once we roll it out, I'll figure out.
Here.
I'll let you guys figure out what all
the
you
land
want to
has
do.
been
And
altered.
I'll build around that. Because it shouldn't be too tough to do. And I know, like, I have
This is all
one.
a peak. We
I
must
have
be
one
ready
dude
for anything.
that is already game to do it that likes running Thief, so I can leverage him in there to
By the gods.
you know, it's one of those things where like he's gonna be pretty he'll be pretty easy to leverage. because he'll be able to actually
who have risen above
run
your
you. Because thief is kind of one of your
I
important.
am killing.
You basically have like 5 classes are in there that like you have to have for various reasons, and they're really important to have them. But other than that, everything's pretty negotiable from what I understand. Like, you have to have thieves, because thieves have to be there to be able to set traps. You have to have a
But I
ranger
won't be daunted.
to be able to take out those traps, or some of those traps. You have to have a geomancer, because you have to float people at random points in time. I know you need those 3 for sure. Oh, you need time mages, because time mages can dispel shit. I know those 4 had importance, and I think there was but I know those 4 you need.
A comrade is in
But you
trouble.
only need
Someone
like,
heal them.
Like you need only a couple of them each. The big key is making sure your ranger is not an idiot. That's an important distinction.
Lend me now
Your ranger cannot be a trigger-happy idiot. Because
What does Ranger do? Because they just have aim and
they're falcons.
Fine beasts. Have care.
You basically can throw falcons into 4 traps to set them off
A comrade is down. Someone revive them.
before you get there. And there's 2 types of traps in Fort Town. There's regular mines that you throw falcons into, and then there's super mines that blow up at basically like max hawk range. So like they could, in theory, hit that at max range with a hawk and do it, but if they fuck it up, they're gonna die. Or you could have a tank pop in ball and sprint through that landmine, you know, while everyone else is far enough away to kind of like clear out the issue.
My trial.
But I know I had a log because like it goes basically like boss and then like kind of like a dungeony thing, and then another boss, then another like dungeony thing, then a boss, then another one, then a boss, right? And the midsection between the second and the third boss is 2 parallel bridges that run side by side. And you have to basically split and cross down those 2 bridges together. Like moving at the same time, fighting your way down these bridges. But the bridges have super bombs on them. And we literally watched a ranger throw a hawk into the super mine because they got fucking antsy and thought it was a regular bomb. And it was when everyone was near him and the super bomb blew up and fucking killed. It literally wiped 40.
rip.
Because they were just like, oh, that's a regular thing. And then fucking just whipped the hawk and fucking everyone exploded. Like, the place doesn't seem bad the way I've done with it. It just is one of those, like... so I don't think it'll be too bad. And I think we'll get through it pretty quick. Because I've got a pretty good understanding of pretty much most of the bosses, so... From what, like, just from looking at raid plans and other stuff. So I think we'll be okay. Getting through it pretty quick. That's why I think it'll only take a couple weeks. Plus, we all tend to do pretty good damage anyway, so that's kind of the other big piece. And I believe most of us have some kind of experience with like DRS and stuff, so there's some like it because I know there are some mechanics that I would say are similar. Like, you know, like I know in the second boss it does like a hot cold mechanic, like Trinity Avowed did, except a little bit easier. Where it's like you have 3 stacks of hot, you get hit by 3 stacks of cold, you know, one of those things. So yeah, I don't think it'll be too bad. I think we'll get through it. But I think doing that as like a chill kind of break would be a good thing for everybody.
You need a guide,
Because
or
I don't
can
think
you just
yeah, you kind of need guides for it. Like, you need to know what's going on, only because, so the one thing that sucks about Fork Tower is the biggest complaint, and, like, the devs even addressed it, is there are certain things that happen inside of Fork Tower where one person can wipe an entire, like, can wipe everybody. Because there's just a couple mechanics that are very finicky. Which is like, when you fight Demon Tablet, he's got a mechanic where he marks, I think it's like 8 people with meteors, and he drops a meteor on one half of the platform. He raises up, and you have to get those 8 meteors onto the platform, and then 4 people get a stack marker. And those stack markers are basically a meteor will fly in, hit the stack, and then it will launch all those people into the air. So the meteors all have to drop their meteor on the side with the meteor,
It seems we've impressed.
and then run up to 2 people who have the stack markers that can then propel them over Demon Tablet to get away from the AoE because they can't run through it. And then there's 2 other people that have those stacks that basically need to make sure they're positioned in such a way that the launch doesn't launch them over Demon Tablet. So there's like little things that if someone were to mess that up and like drop 2 meteors on top of the party because they don't cross, one person could wipe it. If the 2 stacks don't go to the wrong, if all the stacks go to the wrong side and you don't have anyone to launch it over, all 8 of your meteor people are just dead. The second boss has a couple, like the second boss has 2 mechanics that are very, like, if you fuck it up, you are going to kill everybody kind of things. It has a snowball mechanic where a snowball like shoots around the room 3 times and it bounces around 3 times. There's 3 wild charges that you have to soak, and if you don't soak all 3 of the wild charges, it's like you basically have to have 3 groups soak 3 wild charges, and then that snowball will tether to someone and you have to bring that tether across the room, and so the snowball will launch across the room and crack so that you can DPS it down and kill it. But if you fuck up any of those 4 steps, the snowball can't be killed. And it will just wipe you.
And that's where Solar can control you guys.
Yeah, so that's where like one person can like really fuck with you. And then that same fight also has a fire tower mechanic, where there's like a tower that basically needs to be soaked by a tank, but that tower does kind of like the Valigarmanda cleaves, but it always cleaves 1 healer that's close to it and 1 DPS that's close to it. But if, say, your healer fucks up and stacks with all your DPS and 2 cone cleaves shoot it there, they're gonna wipe the entire half of that room. So, like, everyone, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not difficult, but I know, that mechanic in particular is one of the biggest problems people have had with Fork Tower that won't exist now but did exist before, is a sniper jumping in. Because if the sniper jumps in and they don't know what they're doing, if they do it wrong, there's a chance they're just going to wipe everybody. And they seldom, like, they pretty frequently do. Like, they jump in and they end up just griefing the entire party because they F up and they go, oh, okay, like, you know, I think I understand this, and then they just kind of grief it. From what I know, the 3rd boss, there really isn't anything anyone can, per se, truly grief on outside of, like, baiting. And I think the 4th boss has a couple little things that in its back half, from what I understand, but, like, you know, there's not a lot. It's more just, you know, you want to make sure everything's kind of set up. But in this case, it should be. The nice part about having a full group of people is, you know, you get through it, right? Like, you get through it, you get used to it, and then you're able to kind of just knock it out. So I think overall, it'll be a matter of kind of just getting used to it, getting used to all things. And I haven't really used it, but that's what that like Magitar sim is for, from what I understand. Is when you're progging the last boss, it's basically just a little browser sim of all the 3 hardest mechanics of that fight. so you can practice how to move for each one, so that you can do a bunch of practicing before you get in there and eventually kill everybody. So I think it'll be good, but it'll just take a little bit. It'll take a little bit of coordinating, a little bit of making sure everybody's up to speed on things, but it shouldn't be too bad.
Gotcha.
Definitely no harder than anything we've already been doing. So. But yeah, I think I'm gonna hop off and go get ready for bed.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same. I'm exhausted.
It is midnight and I've been up since packing my items for the day. So y'all have a
See you
good
guys
night.
tomorrow.
Yep, have a good one.
An impressive show. Hurry now. Do not keep me waiting. You shall find me at the summit. Come then, show me what your kind can do. Oh, sublime Astok! Drink deep of the elements! power of crystals, transcendent, sublime. By their might, I paved a path to paradise. I am the will of the crystal. sublime. By their might, I pave the path to paradise. I am the will of the crystal. That you should still stand. Very well then. Careful now. The face of war is ever changing. Tremble! Disappear! Kneel! Oh, sublime Estoc! Drink deep of the elements! Accept your fate! I thank you for this amusement. Insolent fool. Begone. Oh, sublime Estoc! Drink deep of the elements! Why, I am the will of the crystal. How could I be defeated by mere mortals?
Farewell, my little brother. Return to the crystal from which you were born. As for the rest of you, I invite you to the Gate of the Gods. You have the privilege of walking within the heart of Tulia. Do not disappoint me. This world shall belong to the Zealot. Can you escape this, I wonder? Round and round they go. Let's try this. Javelin pierces all. Allow me to show you a trick I've learned. Have you the strength to find the answers you seek? This is not Varnadil. well aware of that. I also understand the true nature of my existence. So come, let us finish this. I will eliminate you and make this world ours. Time for games is over. Behold my true power! I shall forge a more fitting stage for our battle. All pales before our brilliance. Perhaps some magic in the mix. You fought well, but it's time to say goodbye. My javelin pierces all. Even in this false flesh, I will not lose to you! Let's try this. javelin pierces all.